Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to Ancient's Place. So this is my review for the new Queen Studios Ironman Mark 1 1/4 scale. I'm gonna be telling you the good, the bad, and the ugly of this piece. Let's dive into the statue itself. And let's start with, I would call it the ugly, which is the base. So at the beginning, I find again it's a bit underwhelming when I unbox it, but now I'm really liking the statue. For one fact is that when it's lit, low light lighting, it shines so nicely, and it's kind of very underwhelming in the base. So if I look at the Queen Studios photos, the base has very nice highlights. It's really brownish. I do not know why, but in actual, I don't get that. That's a bit unfortunate because you can actually see the different separation of the paint for these boxes right here in the underneath where he's standing, and against with the brown ground, or I don't know, sand. So when it's actual, it's too dull, I would say, and it's kind of sad because when you go up, there's so much detail. And I do not know if with this lighting it will pick up the nice shine, the nice highlights of the piece, of the paint job. And yeah, the base just made it underwhelming. That's the sad part, or the ugly part, because I like the design of the base. It's simple, it's a smaller footprint. I like the details of the sculpt, the texture, but when you look at it as an overall, it kind of gets left behind by the body itself when it shines. So that's kind of sad about that one. Now let's go up a bit further into the body. Let's start with the legs, which has a very impressive details. I just love it. There's so much details here. The different plates of his armor. You can actually see the mechanism, how he pulls his leg with this very heavy, how do I say, metal pieces. Very beautiful. The texture is very nice. I'm not so sure if they're plastic though. I can't be sure. I think it would be nice, like a nitpick where you can, there's really actual hinges where you can pull this up, pull this down. That would have been nice. I would not mind if it's plastic, to be honest. If you put it like that, that would be very interesting. So there's really beautiful panels there. The weathering, I love the weathering, the colors of it, and also the different wires, the mixed media, they put their actual wires. So that's so impressive. And you go up further in this part where there's so much details, actually, like tiny different parts or mechanical parts. I just love that, and it continues as well, the different wiring, and I just love that. And you go up further, you have the arms. The two arms are actually separate, so you just connect them by magnet. There's very beautiful details here on the right arm where there is this propane gas, I think. It looks very cool. And then in the left arm actually has more details. At first I was kind of underwhelmed with this part on the upper part, but when you actually go underneath, it shows you a lot of stuff, and that is pretty cool. I just love that, and I also love to mention like the welding in the metal. That's very nice. It's nicely done. It's not super realistic, but I just love the texture there. You can see, and it actually highlights in a low light lighting, because it shines there. There's a very nice highlight line, and I just love it. The arc reactor is amazing. It looks nice. It lights up. Let me try to light it up. So like there. So I hope you can see. I hope it picks up. That's the light up. It actually from the head. And yep, so that's the light up. I'm not gonna put that always on because I think I get a low bat already. And the back part is the most impressive. There's so much details here. It looks very nice when you look at it. So I'm even thinking to display it with a turning table, because it's so sad that if you don't display this part, because I would say this is the highlight of it. It looks so amazing. It's so intricate, detailed, and all of that, and it's well, how do I say, painted also. That's so awesome. There's also Stark, and then I think Industries also at the back. Nicely done. So going up further at the head, so I've already shown you this part, this one right here, there. And then I really thought that the mask will open, but unfortunately it doesn't. But I do like the eyes and all of that. I'm very curious if there's a face there. I think there is, but I'm not so sure if the likeness is okay or not. So yeah, so this is like one whole body with the head. Only the arms are separated, and from the base it's only I would say this one. This is actually very heavy, so be careful. And there's like very tiny, like this part, which is very scary at some points. So yeah, that is like a quick rundown of the pieces, and now it's time to tell you what is the ugly and the bad parts of this. I think I already mentioned one ugly part, which is the base. I've put it ugly because it does not do any harm or anything, so that's why. But the bad part is actually also the good part, and actually the best part, which is these details. This is so scary to maneuver or assemble, in the sense that if you touch the wrong thing, it will break. Like literally it will break. I was so scared where to hold, because normally when I hold stages, it's either in the leg and also in the back, or somewhere on top, but mostly in the back and also in the leg. So this part I cannot hold the back because of the details. I cannot hold firmly in the leg because I'm too scared I touch something and it will break. That's another one. And I also cannot touch really somewhere at the sides. So that's also pretty dangerous, because in the sides there are actually some small pieces that you have to be careful. So do take note about that one. So it's a bit scary, and especially more dangerous when you put it in the base and you move around the base, because in the base there's not much you can actually hold, and I'm really scared that when I move just holding the base, it will tip over and tip over and it will like fall off. So I always somehow hold also the leg and some parts of the feet. Some parts are also kind of like fragile or something. So that is the bad part of this one. It kind of, if you're not careful, if you're not used to holding statues, if you're new to this collection, be careful, because you might damage it. So that's one of the biggest bad parts of this one, which is also very dangerous. And that actually includes this one, because if you miss or mistakenly hold this and you hit this, this will break. This is definitely gonna break. So how this looks like, it looks like this. So be careful for this piece. And one of another ugly parts of this piece is the battery. It's not that big of an issue or deal, to be honest, but it's an ugly part of this because it's so hard to put in the how do I say, the batteries. There's 3. I think I got it from Hot Toys batteries. I'll show you what kind of battery that is. But when you put it, you need to put 3, and the fact that you cannot just easily hold this makes it even harder, like very annoying. It took me around 30 minutes just to put in the batteries. That is really annoying. But either way, right now I'm just so happy for this piece. I'm really starting to love it because again, it looks very nice in low light, and I kind of always have like a low light in the rooms, and this one just shines very nicely. And again, unfortunately for the base, it doesn't have that much good, I guess, paint job. I was not really satisfied with the paint job. It's very dull as of the moment. There's no highlights, very less separation of different things. But either way, the Iron Man itself looks pretty awesome. There you go. That is my review of this new Queen Studios Iron Man Mark 1/4 scale. Really awesome piece. I'm planning to rearrange the collection and also my study room. So eventually you'll see this piece in the desk. I hope so. But yeah, so far this piece is turned out so pretty amazing. I think it would stay a bit longer in my collection, I think, because it's small, it's compact, so I always love pieces that are like that. So yeah, really awesome piece. Either way, I hope you learned something. I hope this turns out to be useful for you guys who are planning to get this, or let's say having second thoughts. Yeah, and as always, if you like this video, click the thumbs up and help me share with everyone. And leave your comments below, whatever you want to ask me regarding this piece. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to Ancient's Place, and so that you'll help me grow. See you in the next video.